Hello everybody and welcome to Mental Transformation YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue with our lesson and we'll be talking under the topic how common people usually help the administrator or the government to be more corrupt. We are bringing this topic because our society is made up of two groups of people. That is the common people and the government. And we usually point our finger always to the government. But we tend to forget that we are also helping them to be more corrupt. And today will be looking the various ways in which we usually help the administrator or the government to be more corrupt. One of it is by accepting their offers. We know that they are corrupt, but when each of them, maybe they are our relatives or our friends call us, who are in position call us to come occupy a position in which we know that we are not right, we are not qualified to occupy such positions. We accept it just because we want to get out of poverty. We accept to become contractors in which we are not contractors, just because our friends or our relatives who are in position call us to occupy those positions. Though that is one of the ways in which we usually help them in order to become so corrupt. And when you will go with your unskilled attitude, you will easily become corrupt like him, and you people will form a corrupt society like it is in our country today, where everybody, starting from the last civil servant, from the least civil servant to the top person, everybody is corrupt. It's just like a chain, because everybody joining it, maybe join it through corruption, and one of it is accepting the offer from your relatives or from your friend. This becomes corrupt because you are doing that. Your brother or your relatives is doing that at the detriment of those who are more qualified. And we are saying here that it is not the issue of you will say, you don't know exactly what to do. You are not skillful in that domain, but you are accepting it in the name of you just want to manage, and you will learn in the course of managing it with the nature of our society and our nation. You will become corrupt very easily. And the next point is by begging the administrator, begging people to employ you, begging people to do this for you. That is an act of corruption. When you keep on moving behind them and pressurizing them, they will give in on it too, because they want to maintain the relationship, and that is corruption. Begging someone to put you or your child in a position, or a teacher to promote your child to the next class, is an act of corruption. And that is how we are helping them. If you were not there with that begging, with that pleading attitude of yours, knowing that you are not qualified to occupy this post, but you keep on begging somebody who is too close to you, maybe has vowed that he will never deny you anything, that is an act of corruption, because he's doing that knowing willfully that you are not qualified. And then you will accept it, and you will go there, and you people will form a chain of corruption. The next point is by bribing. We keep on. We say there is a saying that if you do not give, I will not take. Meaning, if you do not give bribe to those administrators, none of them will come to your house and knocking and asking for bribe. It is all because we are moving from their doors from one office to another, asking and begging and offering bribe unto them. And then money is so tempting that nobody will see and refuse. Many people are so tempted to an extent that they are so in love with money. And with the trouble in Africa and in our society, people accept such offer. So when we are in the society and we keep on blaming the others we should look our own part. If you do not give bribe, those administrators will not come to your house asking for the bribe. Why other cities' children, why other citizens are reading, preparing for an entrance exam to write, you and your child are moving from one office to another, begging and looking for who to take the bribe in order to put your child illegally. Or you and your child are moving up and down, searching for money in order to bribe. Or you are moving around searching for somebody to buy a piece of land or a property of yours in order to bribe your child with into. While others are preparing. Those who spend their time reading, studying, and preparing for the entrance exam will finally fail because of what? Because you have taken their position. Because you have taken their position. That is when it becomes corrupt. The questions I wish to ask is, if you know that your child has gone through school, or you as a child, you have gone through school and the certificate you are holding rightly belongs to you and you are qualified to hold that certificate, why giving bribes again to scammers? Why giving bribes? The one who usually offers bribe is the one who is not competent. So if you are offering bribe, you have an advanced level and you are bribing your way to go to teachers training college, or to higher teachers training college, or to any professional school, it means that that advanced level does not really belong to you, or you are not qualified to hold that certificate. You are not competent enough. That is why you are bribing your way. If you are competent, go and do it with that. Those who usually offer bribe are those who are guilty of one or something. And then they're taking bribe as a shortcut in order to reach. Why are you offering bribe? All those things are the things that are pushing people to involve, are pushing the administrator to involve in corruption. Because somebody might be in an office, the salary is maybe 150,000 francs. And then you are coming before him with 1,000,000 francs. How do you expect a person to react? If it's not by the grace of God, many people will go in for. And that is what it is in Cameroon today. It is our society today. That many people are going in because they are seeing what you are giving them. And when you offer that bribe, then you put your child in a position, or you go into that position, knowing that you are not qualified to be there. What will become of you? First thing is that you'll be struggling to balance the money you offer. And then you struggle to balance it through bribery and corruption, spoiling the country and leading other people into corruption. Let's change our mentality positively. Study ourselves and know who we are, what we can do with passion for the society. If you know that the certificate you are holding rightly belongs to you, why offering bribe? We don't longer ask, how are you preparing for the entrance examination? Or are you qualified to join in the professional schools? Rather, we ask, do you have a godfather? Do you have a connection? Do you have money to bribe? Those are the things, the questions we usually ask. Even parents ask their children this question. What a shame. These are the most popular requirements into professional schools in our society and to positions in our society. Somebody wants to go to a particular position, these are the requirements. Do you have a godfather? Do you have a connection? Do you have money to bribe? The next point is by pressurizing. Pressurizing goes side by side with begging. Pressurizing a relative or a friend to employ you or your child is an act of corruption. And that is how we are helping the administrator, we are helping the government to become corrupt. With this attitude, those tough government officials with strong family and tribal ties will never hesitate to fulfill such. With such attitude, just because your child graduated from school, there are many children that are very intelligent, very qualified, very competent to go in for this. But because the person in control is your relative, is a tribe person, then you people keep on pressurizing this person. And because of our African culture, that we have a strong family ties, a strong tribal ties, everybody, many of them will not hesitate to give into. And then they will take unqualified people and put into positions just because they want to maintain their family relationship, their family ties, their tribal ties. Just to satisfy you. And all this is the art of corruption. And all these people we are pushing through bribery, through begging, through pressurizing relatives, they will go and occupy positions in which they are not competent. The result will be low productivity. The result will be a corruption and embezzlement, mismanagement of public funds. And after we will turn and be blaming the government, not knowing that we participated in it. We do this at the detriment of those who are more qualified. And that is why we are seeing today that the most intelligent people in school find themselves at the roadside, hawking, working for the unqualified ones. It is a shame that we, the common people, cannot arrange and change our mentality in order to help our society. The next point is by insulting them. It is very obvious, it is very stupid to make this thing today is like it is stupid, but it is it's hidden a cause of corruption in Cameroon and in our society today. Insulting and calling top government official names have pushed many of them into corruption. For example, it is very common hearing us, the common people, is saying that man, that minister, that director, that president is a useless man. He is a wicked man. Many of us usually say, since he was appointed, elected to that high post, he has never put anybody in any positions in this village or in this family or in this tribe. He does not even have any construction, any house in the city or anywhere. He is a useless man. None of his children is abroad. Those are kind of words that usually comes out of us, from us, to their top government officials. We accuse them, we insult them, call them names. Those who are sincere, we call them names. Those who have embezzled, we insult them. We appreciate, no, he has put many people from this village into in professional school. Many people have become workers because of him. What is he doing that at the detriment of more qualified people? He is doing that at the detriment. When we keep on insulting them like this, many of them will involve themselves in corruption in order to certify, in order to make name amongst his own people. In order for people to say, no, he was a good man, he employed many people. And those many people are corrupt people because they join it not through the right way. They do not merit to be where they are, but they join it through corruption. And obviously they will be corrupt. They will involve themselves in embezzling billions in order to build houses all over so as to make name amongst us. They will be struggling not to send their children to government schools, because when they send their children to government school, we will turn to insult them, that they are very selfish. They cannot even send their children abroad, and they will tend to send them abroad. And we all will turn to accuse them, to insult them. Those are hidden ways in which we are contributing and helping the administrators to become so corrupt. Let me ask you this. Apart from embezzlement, corruption, where did you expect a minister, a director, a president, or a parliamentarian, or any third government officials to have extra money for extra investment? What do you expect them, apart from embezzlement, apart from corruption? The concourse or the exam, the entrance exam, you are pleading and begging a minister or a relative who is in position to put your child or to put you there. I am asking you, is he the one to write the exam for you? No. Then why? Is he the one who have your certificate for you? No. Then why are you begging them? When we keep on insulting them with poor mentality on their own part, they will get involved in corruption just to avoid our insult. When we keep on like this, they will involve themselves in corruption just to avoid our insult. They will be forced to use public assets at their disposal to build houses, to construct hidden plantations, to invest in businesses, to send their children abroad, to employ many unqualified relatives and friends, and to exploit or embezzle billions just to make a name amongst us. But we keep on insulting them like this. That will be the result. And when the result will come, those who will suffer will be us. Because the money that is made for our drinkable water, they will use it to send their children abroad. The money that is made for electricity, they will use it to send their children abroad. The money that is made to construct roads, they will use it to send to build hidden plantations. And then we will keep on insulting Cameroon while we are there behind, pushing them and helping them to become corrupt. Ephesians. To end, we end with the word of God as usual. We say in Ephesians chapter 4 verse 22 to 23, it says, "You were taught with regard to your former way of life, to put off your old self, which is being corrupt by its deceitful desire, to be renewed in the attitude of your mind," or your mentality. That is the word of God. The renewal or transformation of the mentality occurs only when you begin to think in a new way and the right ways for your own society, for your life, and for your family. So it is time for us to examine ourselves if we have been contributing to this kind of a calamity that are happening in our society. If you have been begging, if you have been pressurizing, if you have been bribing, if you have been involved or insulting those in top position that have caused them and forced them to involve in corruption, change your ways, change your mentality positively for a better society. Thank you very much.